Question number 3, Andrew Little.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. Does he stand by his statement in relation to affordability of homes in Auckland that, quote, "there's a general view that housing prices are not overvalued," end quotes, given that the home ownership rate has fallen to its lowest level in 64 years?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, this is a very misleading piece of selective quoting, and in fact was made in relation to the affordability of homes in Auckland, was not made in relation to the affordability of homes in Auckland at all. I stand by the full statement I made when asked to comment on the fact that New Zealand has not had a housing correction in 45 years. I said one of the reasons why we probably haven't had a significant correction is because over the last 45 years there's probably been a general view that houses are not overvalued relative to a whole lot of different factors. My point is that the market in the end assesses when housing is massively overvalued compared to fundamentals, not politicians.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
Does he still think that the typical Auckland house is affordable for the typical Auckland family when prices have risen 5 times faster than incomes under his watch and the median house now costs 10 times the median household income?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
There's a variety of different measures around affordability, but what I do know is that house prices doubled under the previous Labor government. Interest rates are considerably lower than they were under the previous Labor government. If one even looks at home ownership rates, Mr Speaker, our home ownership rates at 64.8% are highly comparable with other OECD countries.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
Is he aware that in the past year the number of owner-occupied homes fell by 2,400 while the number of rentals rose by 19,800? And doesn't that show that his policies are favouring investors while taking the Kiwi dream of home ownership away from families?
Mr Speaker, no.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, no. There are a variety of different reasons why people might move into rental properties. For one thing, Auckland actually has been growing in size, and many people move to a city and actually rent a property as the starting thing that they do.
Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
Why is it the policy of this government, of his government, to allow overseas speculators to profit off New Zealand homes, contributing nothing to our economy while pushing prices out of reach of more and more families?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, firstly, I'd reject that, but secondly, we have the policies that were introduced actually by the Labor government. They passed the foreign investment rules in 2005. Apparently, Winston was part of it, happily praising it and voting for it. Mr Speaker, they were good enough for Labor in government, but they're not good enough for Labor in opposition. Mind you, it's a very different Labor Party these days, isn't it?
It's a different
Supplementary.
Party too.
Order. Order. Supplementary question. Order. Order. Order.
Oh, selective memory over there.
Order. I'm calling for less interjection from my right-hand side. The Andrew Little, supplementary
Mr.
question.
Speaker, can he guarantee that the IRD database will be public and will clearly reveal the number of non-residents buying New Zealand houses?
Well,
the Right Honourable Prime Minister.
As the member knows, there's a process that we're going through at the moment. There's a bill in the House and we're looking at that data. But what I do know is our information won't be cooked up. And when someone asks me a question about it, I won't lose my rag at TV3 like that member did before.
Supplementary.
Your mates.
Order.
Your mates.
Order. Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
Why did he give offshore speculators 4 months' notice of the upcoming change of rules, giving them time to game the old system, when he cancelled the KiwiSaver kickstart on the day of the budget so parents couldn't sign their kids up?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, if the member ever gets into government, then he may realise that tax law is a very complicated and complex thing. And if we hadn't actually had a period of time where there was an opportunity for tax specialists and others to actually give input into the process, then you may get unintended consequences. Secondly, Mr Speaker, Nothing changes under tax law in New Zealand as a result of the bright line test. If someone buys on revenue account, then they will still be subject to paying tax. And you can be sure, as I said at my post-cabinet press conference yesterday afternoon, that IRD will be looking very closely at people who buy houses at the moment, like they do all the time, and they will be collecting tax revenue off people that owe it.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
If he has done all he can on housing, why are Auckland house prices accelerating rather than stabilising? Why are the number of homes owned by people who live in them falling? And why are so many offshore websites urging speculators to keep on buying in Auckland?
Well, Mr. Speaker.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
As we know, we really have to question any piece of data or information the Labor Party puts out there these days in whatever language they introduce it. Mr. Speaker, I actually stand by the government's record on what we've done. 118 special housing areas, of which we expect 50,000 new dwellings. The vast bulk of them are in Auckland, Mr. Speaker. The bright line test, Mr. Speaker, that's there. The $50 million that's set aside for residential housing development, Mr. Speaker. The Kiwi Saver Home Start program there, as I saw the other day in the paper, is doing exceedingly well. Mr. Speaker, the other rules that we've changed around the cost of imported materials. This government has done a great deal when it comes to housing. Mr. Speaker, this is an opposition that...
Order. The answer's quite long enough. Question number 4. Order. Question number 4, James Shaw.